Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Tyranny. In the last session, a lot of talking. But it was a very useful conversation or two that we had, particularly with the Archon Graven Ash, who gave us some more insight into his history, his time before joining Kairos' army. We may have ruffled a couple of his feathers with our questioning, but hey, we are investigating here, and we need to root out the source of this civil war and who was done wrong by Kairos. So some of these questions we ask of these Archons are going to be tricky. But anyway, today's session we head out on official business. We go to Sado Village to confront Mouth Breather Nefcio, a Scarlet Chorus troublemaker who has been targeting disfavoured supply depots. He's cornered near Levian's Crossing. So let's go and see what that's all about. Now before we do, very quickly, with our character Calvina off camera, we've given her additional speed in combat, plus 25% movement speed, which should be helpful if she's trying to get away from the enemy or position herself into a fortuitous position to use her spells. And I've also had a look down these trees in more detail, and I have much more idea now of where I'm going. I'm going to put a couple of points into leadership. And the rest in magic, with I think a couple of range as well that I've found. Yeah, so we'll see how that pans out. And we've also, off camera, just had a play around with some of the spells, particularly Calvina's. We'll see what spells they are when we get into the heat of battle.
I'll be your shadow.
Okay, so we now move on. And before we do move on, actually, seeing as we are going all the way over to Sado Village, which is back in the Haven area, we're going to actually head to the Mountain Spire first. Yes, I think we are. Particularly to Ascension Hall. Why, you may ask? Well, I shall show you. So here we are. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken because, hey, I usually do make a blunder or two in my time, you know, but there's some items for us to collect here that may have become available
On it.
recently, since we've now captured the place. Okay, so there's the first one.
I got it.
Which is handy. And it's just another couple of little bits to pick up, so that's why I'm here. And this is why, you see, I always watch an LP of the same game that I'm playing, so that if I do notice things that I've missed in my travels, I can always go back and get them. This area was blocked off the first time we were here, with barricades as well. So in here we get a Dagger Plans research. Some partial plans to describe the process for crafting a powerful weapon. But more research is needed to fill the gaps. This research can be made with a Spire library upgrade and the proper materials. We have the Spire library upgrade, you see? So we could fashion a dagger for verse with these plans potentially. So we shall look into that in more detail in due course. I believe there may be one more item as well. We need to figure out its precise location, but we'll keep looking for now. Unless I've already picked it up in my travels, which is possible. I've not realised. There was another spire thing. Was it this? Uh-huh. There, look, there's loot listed here. Is it here? These symbols are loot. Ah, there you go. Blind as a bat. There it is. Locked iron gauntlet. Further plans. Spire forge upgrade and proper materials. So we got some new forge plans. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so on the map I've just realised the feet icon is locations that you can enter. The star icons obviously are important people to speak to. And these icons here is a symbol for loot. Yeah, so, yeah. Finally got there in the end. Figuring out what the hell these symbols are on the map. Okay, so we've got two spire plans. Two sets of spire plans. So that's why we came back here predominantly. And a couple of other little bits as well. Right then. So now we can move on to Sado Village.
Right.
After we've looted and plundered, of course. There's more loot to be had here. Look at that. Leather buckler. And before we leave, we shall read this missive. Aha, look at that. A set of, well, a scroll, which we will, of course, use in our spire. Alright. On the subject of spires, we spoke with, or we wrote to Fatebinder Myothis for some information. Calvina, do you remember your training under Bloodmark? I remember mine. Funny to think that you and I are about a century apart, but to Bloodmark we are all children. I am now the oldest of the court's children, and I've seen much in my time. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I was scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunen would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I am where I am is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honour of proclaiming Kairos's edicts twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kairos's most powerful weapon is not the edict, it's her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nestled in your request. What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer as best I can. Okay. Kairos's most powerful weapon is not the edict, it's her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Her. Kairos is a her. I don't know if we've read about Kairos, you know. Yeah, there's no male or female in here. But Fatebinder Myothis is referring to Kairos as a her. This is the first time we may have been given information regarding Kairos' sex. Interesting. It's just that I thought Kairos, well, in my mind's eye, I just thought Kairos was a male, but I could be wrong. Okay, we'll have to see if that comes up again. I've noticed there's a lot of typos in this game. This doesn't appear to be a typo, though. Right, so, okay, we need to ask Fatebinder Myothis about something. And the edicts in their nature No, what we want to know about is the spires. Dear Myothis, it seems wise to know one's own domain, and seeing as I'm now the master of the Mountain Spire, I ought to learn all that I can. If you would share with me what you know of the spires, I would be in your debt. I'll start with what I know and have observed so far. The Mountain Spires seemed to awaken at about the same instant that Kairos' edict of execution was put to rest. There was a burst of arcane energy that drowned out my senses, and I awoke at the summit of the spire in what seemed to be just a few heartbeats of time. Atop the spire is an old sculpture of sorts, and it seems to be the core of the spire's mystic energy. I've been seeing visions and receiving sensations from the sculpture. It seems odd to describe it as talking to me, but that seems the closest analogy. Am I the first to report such things? There are other spires elsewhere in the world, correct? Signed, Calvina. One day remaining till we get an answer, and we'll probably get that straight away when we head to the something village, Sadona Village. So let's crack on. Sado Village. Ah, that's close enough. Aha! And here we are. So first of all, we got an update to this one. And we have an update from Fatebinder Myothis. Greetings, Calvina. You are correct. Sorry, I'm kicking my microphone here. Bear with me. You are correct. There are spires all across Taratus. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation. The two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your Mountain Spire is a notable exception. And nearly every culture that predated Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. I believe the Tearsmen cite the Older Realms as their local name for the Spire Old Walls architects, but nobody knows for sure. And of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestone. There is a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seems to spin and churn this magic. Creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Secondly, and I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. You could infer from this that means Kairos has no issue with the lay folks messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that leads to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was the most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point, though, this man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in -50. He had merely uttered those words, and my senior binder swung an axe then and there. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment should require a death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Indeed, indeed. Fatebinder Myothis. Right, okay. We shall, next time we rest up, in addition to speaking with Barrick, who we need to speak to in a bit more detail, as members of our party, we shall also ponder these words a lot more closely and take them in. But for now, we will also inquire about the edicts and the nature of the edicts. Okay, so whilst we're waiting for that to return, let us see what's happening here in Sado Village, shall we?
Quiet down.
Starting with a little bit of a recce by Calvina under the cover of darkness and in stealth. This looks very similar to... what was the name of the village that we were in? Echo, was it Echo Call Crossing? Looks quite similar. Anyhow. Whilst I'm here, I want to kind of just change these around a little bit. Just a smidgen. There we go. Something like that. That should do us. Okay. That's good. There appears to be several Scarlet Chorus here. A couple of disfavoured. Crescent Runner and Kypera. Interesting, okay. Just going to put a bit of speed into this.
Can't do that.
This could literally be just the one fight. Yeah. He's definitely there. We could come from the rear, or we could come from the side that the disfavoured are on. I think we'll do that latter. So 2 disfavoured and us make 6. We should have this. Fingers crossed, of course.
On the lookout.
Let's slow it down. Save it, because this might not go quite so smoothly. How many we got here? It's 6v6, if they stay, of course. I would rather fight them down here if I can. Throw down your weapons, mouth-breather Nefcio, and I give you my word that you and your men will be brought back to Ash unharmed. Only to face hard labour or the executioner's axe. Would Ash just forget about the caravans we hijacked? You think you can just sweep that under the rug? I don't deny that you will answer to Graven Ash. His word is law, and you will find yourselves subject to his mercy. I'm already familiar with Ash's mercy. He doesn't tolerate the Scarlet Chorus, no matter if we had a decorated career. I could earn my name 10 times over under the voices of Narat, and it wouldn't matter to Graven Ash's estimate. As far as he's concerned, we're just brigands and pirates. And he grudged us for fighting in his war. This one has a fair point. Graven Ash never wanted the Scarlet Chorus to join the invasion, and only ever saw us as an obstruction. Makes you wonder how he would have fared on his own. I'd wager the disfavoured would have fought themselves into extinction. Or into a better organised conquest, free of the division or disagreement. Conjecture is pointless. We will never know. I mean, we'd find it hard to believe that he wouldn't have subjugated the Tiers with his army alone, given the conversation that we had with him in the last session. We'll go with that. We'll go along with that one. I don't question it for a moment. Tactics and training are enough to win a war. The passion of the Scarlet Chorus is an empty promise. Looks like this is coming to a head. Debate all you want. You have nowhere to go. Drop your weapons or die here where you stand. Sucks to your options. I have a better idea. Get her, boys! Okay, so it's just the guards first. He's not doing anything. Or is he?
Trouble is afoot.
No, he's running off. This is definitely not good. Let's go. This should not be too difficult, hopefully. Calvin just took a little bit of damage there. Right, okay, so some of the spells that she's got then. So this one here is a Frostfire Bolt, which we've seen before. Oh, dead. But it obviously does a Mage Fire and a Frost Fire effect. Or a Frozen and a Mage Fire Affliction. With the Frozen Affliction, it creates a weakness to Crush. So pairing it with something like Stone Spike that does crush damage will be quite a nice little combo. But, yeah. She's bit the dust, unfortunately. Right, next up we're going to try this Frostfire Storm, which unleashes 7 projectiles of icy shards. So although it's an AoE attack, the less enemies in the cone, the more damage that enemy receives. So let's try that next.
Embarrassing.
And that does quite insane damage. Very nice indeed. So Calvina hits, as you can see, several of those icy shards. Right, next up, let's go for a concussive bolt that deals Dazed Affliction. Okay, so this one here is the Fulmination, which is the cone effect for the lightning, which actually does 2 attacks at this level.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Okay, so that went relatively well, I'd say. The next fight might be a little bit tougher. Feels like we've been lured into a trap here, but we do have to follow Mouthbreather Nefcio into the settler's home to deliver our justice. Okay, let's go see what waits for us inside here. Oh, yes. A Blood Chanter, a Bloodhound, 2 Scarlet Furies, and Mouthbreather Nefcio. Okay, this could be a little bit more tricky.
I got it.
Curses. No way out. Hey you, I'm assuming from the look on your face you're not here to help me escape. Yes. We shall offer the opportunity that was given to you outside. Turn yourself over to the disfavored and be spared. As if I would ever believe such a lie. I'd just as quickly run my blade through my guts and face a swifter death. But I'll start by killing you. It would be boring to die alone. Oh boy. Right, Barrett needs to get up to here pretty quickly.
You're dead.
Right, okay, so this is going to be pretty tough, I reckon. I think that perhaps we might have... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Blood Chanter could prove to be a bit of a problem. Right, let's... Let's see how many people we can hit with this, actually. That hits 3 people, so we'll go there. Just need to make sure that we keep Barrick alive. Okay, that's good. Concussive bolts, keep going.
I got it.
And that one. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Calvina's spells working wonders. The AoE spells.
I'm not built for this sort of violence.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Well done, Calvina. Loving the... Yeah, these AoE ones. That one. And that one in particular. Both of them are repeat damage things. So, working really well. Working really indeed. Happy with that. Okay, let's loot this place.
Got it.
So we need to go to a Kalos. Let them know the deed is done. With utmost efficiency, I might add. Those Scarlet Chorus dogs will hopefully think twice in the future. Okay, so that is...
Will do.
everything from here. A job well done, I'm sure you'd agree. Okay. So, Iron Hearth. What was the... yeah, that was it, wasn't there? There was another spire within the Blade Grave, I think it was. I'm assuming it's going to be within the Sentinel Stand itself, so by progressing the main quest, we're going to also progress the spire situation. So we shall head there straight away, without further delay. But before we do, just a quick look at Blade Grave in more detail, which is obviously the realm of Stalwart after its ruination. And Kairos proclaimed the Edict of Storms. A magical storm struck the disfavoured and unbroken armies during the height of their engagement. Now, most of what remains is a blighted landscape of discarded armour and weapons, and high winds of rust and human dust. I think I may have read that before, but let's just refresh ourselves there of the grimness of the place. Pop to Iron Hearth. Give them the good news. And we now have another update to our situation with Fatebinder Myothis. Salutations, Calvina. It is difficult to separate fact from superstition when it comes to edicts, as it seems only Kairos knows how it all works. The rest of us are left to live in fear and ponder it all. Kairos edicts are a sort of magic, above and beyond even the Archons. I dare say the edicts are stronger than Kairos, as there's no evidence Kairos can willingly stop an edict when set into motion, which is in part why Kairos' edicts seem to have an until or unless clause in their wording. I know the edict, as powerful as it is, requires a human voice to complete the casting, thus the Overlord has people like you proclaim edicts cast far from the Imperial throne. The magic is Kairos' magic, but the human voice is the final carrier or trigger to complete the magic phenomenon. And here's what's most fascinating, at least as far as you're concerned. There have been dozens of mortal agents who have been made to proclaim edicts. 2/3 of them die within a decade, and many gave reports of lingering mystic scars from the ordeal. and there have also been a handful to resolve or break an edict. These until and unless clauses get fulfilled from time to time, and we see a similar pattern in history. Those who resolve an edict often live short lives, and many speak of arcane side effects of the shattered edicts. Here's where you're unique. To the best of my fact-finding, you are the first to proclaim and break the exact same edict. Whatever mystical power is involved in the creation and destruction of such magics, you're the first to stand at the terminus of both. Now that I know the spires can be awoken, it makes sense that if anything can or would wake them from slumber, a shattered edict seems the likely culprit. Kairos has other edicts in place throughout the tiers. If you truly wish to learn more, perhaps you should take it upon yourself to shatter those edicts. After all, if Kairos did not wish for the edicts to be broken, why include a termination clause? So, by this next, we shall solicit her advice. For the next main quest here, we are going to slay this man, and that should bring an end to the Edict of Storms, should it not? I wonder if that will trigger something. We shall have to wait and see. Right. Let's go and give the good news regarding this Scarlet Chorus fella who now lies dead in a house. Yes, giving him the update. Ooh, indeed, a job well done. One less reason for me to look over my shoulder. Here, fair payment for a job well done. Yes, we shall not be greedy. We didn't do it for the money after all. Marvellous. So with those rings, it gives us a little bit of a boost to our coffers. Slightly. Extra 17 bronze rings there. Was it? Is it? Yeah, bronze rings, right? Yeah. Okay, so about 33 minutes into the session here, and it's time for us to head to Sentinel's stand. Oh. Your journey is interrupted by the feral howls of a hunting pack of beastmen. Their leader is an impressive specimen, her mane black as night and her body scarred from battle. Ooh. I just love it when your path is impeded by mangy beasts. Kills in shadow. Before you towers a massive creature of fur and flesh, her short black snout snuffling in the air.
Know this scent. Stench of blood, sweat, battle, iron and death. Stench of human called Fatebinder. Smells like alpha. Smells of strength.
Well, at least her sense of smell is on point.
Have been stalking human centrail. Have ranged many more than 5 nights through tribe and human territories of Tyr's land, hunting for human called Fatebinder, for human who woke horizon rock called Mountain Spire. Have hunted hot high, cold low, wet dry. Traipsed far until paws bled, but always human who smelled of alpha evaded beast woman. Had to slink through shadows, fast, fast, quick, without rest to catch delicious prey at last.
Delicious prey. Okay. Slap her in the face. I have a feeling that might actually be a positive thing to these beast people, asserting our dominance. But we'll start off with our obvious knowledge here. And Calvina, recognizing this beast woman as someone from the Shadow Hunter tribe.
Fatebinder knows tribes of beast women. Curious human. Human who smells of alpha and knows of Shadow Hunter tribe. Best tribe. Lost tribe of kills in shadow.
I've quick saved it. I want to slap her in the face. I'm sure it's going to be... I don't think this is going to trigger a combat. I think this is an asserting dominance thing. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. If it ends up going horribly wrong, I am going to reload it, because I'm kind of going off my instinct here of how these creatures would react to such a thing. And Calvina would know this from her readings. So if this is completely wrong and I've misread the situation, it wouldn't be something that Calvina would misread. So I'd have to reload it. But I kind of think this is going to be something that she'd actually appreciate. I don't know why. So Calvina boldly stepping up and slapping her in the face. Oh God. Thick muscles ripple and flex as the beast woman rises to her full height. She towers over you, 8+ feet of savage, rough-hewn strength. Her coat is matted and scarred. She spits a wad of blood and mucus at your feet. Oh God. Oh, okay. So it wasn't a term of endearment then, right? Okay, so I have misjudged that situation slightly. Oh Lord, give me strength! What on earth have I just done? Right, okay. I don't know. I just thought perhaps it was like, these beast people, like alpha pack leaders. You got to assert your dominance, Okay, let's reload it. Note to self, don't slap a beast thing in the face. Right, let's try that again, shall we?
Know this. Have hunted hot. Fatebinder knows tribes of beast women. Curious human. Human who smells of alpha and knows of Shadow Hunter tribe. Best tribe. Lost tribe of kills in shadow.
Okay, it does sound a little bit meek and mild, this, but to be quite honest, we have been interrupted on our journey, and we do wish to continue on our way, so can we get this little tete-a-tete over with?
Beastwoman did not range so far, chasing scent and tracks of Fatebinder, only to step aside and watch human leave Beastwoman behind. Nope. Will not move from way.
I kind of want to slap her again now. Well, if you do not wish to let me go on my merry way, explain yourself, Beastwoman. What is it that you want?
Humans. No human called Fatebinder. Kairos breeds words on paper. Fatebinder binds words to earth and sky. Makes ground tremble. Makes night cry. Blood and fire.
Okay, we're not going to ask any questions unnecessarily. I think poor old Calvina's probably thinking questions might go over this thing's head. Just let her continue to ramble her nonsense, and hopefully she'll get to the crux of the matter.
Tribes of Kairos fear Fatebinder. Human Alpha claimed Horizon Rock called Spire, and Archons did not kill Fatebinder. Archons rolled over and wide, covetous.
Yes, and what is your point, Beast Woman?
Kairos hunts human realms to extinction. Rules tribe of blood and ruin, starvation and death. Seeks to slaughter beast women like prey. But beast women are not prey. Are not flighty, feeble-minded humans. Beast women are savage hunters, bred to fight kill rot, like Fatebinder who smells of alpha. Strong always kill weak, then grow weak. Nor killed is migration of life. But kills in shadow is not weak now. Will not be weak for many long seasons. Will join Fatebinder and survive Kairos' tribe.
Okay, so this thing here, presenting herself before Calvina, wishes to join with Calvina to avoid extinction, effectively. Now, could we, having, this is an interesting concept here. On the one hand, I think Calvina would mostly look at this from two perspectives. The first perspective would be, could this thing be kept under control? You know, it's a beast woman, a beast thing. Could go rogue and rampant on us at any moment and tarnish us with any actions that it does. So that's the first major problem, which we'll kind of address in a second. We want this thing's to be a subordinate. The second thing will be, how would it be perceived by people, especially in positions of power, if we have this thing traipsing around in our wake? On the one hand, it could be an embarrassment, you know, but on the other hand, though, how many can claim to have a beast thing, other than maybe Archons, under their control? It could show a strength of power to Calvina. But we do want some assurances that she's not going to go all rogue on us. Yes, Calvina expressing here that if you do wish to join me, you will have to be my beta. Using a language that they can understand.
Kills in shadow is not beta. But even alphas submit to stronger-willed primas. Many packs make a tribe. Is this not a thought humans also understand? Beast woman will follow Fatebinder. Will not dominate.
Well, it helps that we're female, maybe. Because the leader of a beast tribe is a prima. Almost always held by a female. Many alphas may exist within a single tribe, but only one can rise above. So, okay, so although she's not going to be a beta, whatever, she will be an underling alpha. Will not dominate. She's almost looks to be bowing her head here as well. So, I think this could be... She also has some knowledge. I mean, how knowledgeable are these things, really, in the wits department? But she does know of us and our escapades, and so that in itself is also intriguing. So, yeah, given all of that, we'll have her along for the ride.
Unless Fatebinder begins to smell weak.
Well, there is no need to fear then, for I do not intend to begin to smell weak. The beast woman huffs and turns to address her pack.
Kills in shadow will not shelter stone whelps anymore. Scamper, run, flee! Do not want to see shadows lurking, stalking behind. Barb cleft his leader now.
The pack hesitates, causing Kills in Shadow to emit a low, menacing growl.
will not like if Kills and Shadow catches sight or scent of stone mongrels again.
Oh, so we have, I believe, all of the companions at this point. Party full now, or this is the party that's full, but yeah, the roster. I don't believe there's any more companions, but we have, yeah, full house. So, yes, we'll keep her in the roster for now. Would we ever have her up front and in our party? Maybe. Ooh, look at that.
On it.
Bronze ingots.
Yes.
Okay, so a rather unexpected party member for Calvina, a beast woman. My gosh, whatever next? So we've got a Scarlet Chorus, a Disfavored and a Sage, the last of the Tidecasters,
I got it.
a beast woman, and who was the other one? I'm missing one, aren't I? Who's the other one? Oh heavens, just bloody seen them. Oh yeah, and an Archon, the Archon of Song. So what a band of merry men and women, all following Calvina. A real Pied Piper she is. Okay, so here we are, folks. We are at Sentinel Stand. And things here, well, they're gonna go down. There's probably a spire here somewhere. And of course, Stradus Herodin. So in the next session, we shall go on the hunt. So join me next time for that. Until
Been a while
then.
since I last came to Stalwart. All that disfavored fighting led to this.
Indeed, it did. See you soon.